meetings twice.
Like you say, split it with them. Yeah.
I'm all set.
Yeah.
Twice they did it with rookie pitches.
Yeah.
and Relief guys.
First baseman playing third base.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta have some highlights of the summer.
Okay, good. You hear me? So we're on.
Hey, John, you want me to move up?
Yeah, we can have him move up. Why not?
Jenny comes in, we can have to move you back, that's all.
We gotta make a motion though. We can't make a motion until we get the meeting started.
Yeah, we have these technical things. We're very technical, just for your.
That's the only thing I know.
You're looking at technical right here.
Did you see minutes from the site visit?
I did. They were in that
Same one?
batch, yeah.
You're supposed to stop work when we start these meetings.
I don't think it said site visit. I think it just said
That's what
planning
we-
board memo.
Okay. Yep, I got you. Thank you. I did see that.
Thirty seconds.
Nah, you got a whole minute.
Oh,
I'm the troublemaker.
That on silent, because I know it's gonna go off. All right, I guess we get everybody here. Prerequisite, one more minute, but I don't think anybody else is coming in. Full party.
I honestly trying to impress you.
Good work, Tony, all right? All right, that's close enough. Let's get this meeting started. Everybody can join me for pledge of allegiance to start with. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. Thank you. So we'll start off with the minutes for June 9th meeting and June 16th site visit. Doing one at a time. Does anybody want to make a motion on those? I'm assuming everybody's taking a look at them at this point.
I read the June, was it 9th meeting minutes and they seemed in order to me. So I'll make a motion. We accept them.
Okay, Neil seconds it. All those in favor? All those opposed? Now, June 16th site visit. On that one?
Yeah, Ann said you did.
I'll make a motion that we accept the site visit minutes from June 16th as recommended.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Good, unanimous both ways. So we're gonna start with Great Salt Bay School. Construction of a 936 square foot greenhouse, installation of 453 square foot yurt, and installation of a temporary classroom.
Not to interrupt you, Jonathan, but you should introduce the new town plan. So everybody knows who's.
Isabel, I can't pronounce your last name.
Exley.
for Huh?
Exley.
Okay, this is Isabel.
And I'm the new planner.
And do you want me to go through? This is Jenny Began. I'm Jonathan Eaton, Wilder Hunt, Neil Getta, and Ann
And
Jackson.
Thank you.
They're not Jackson anymore.
Yes, I am.
They still Jackson?
Yeah.
Sure. Did you check your driver's license?
I'm positive.
Okay. That was my fault. Sorry about that. Oh, anyway. We'll get back to the Great Salt Bay School. And I think most folks attended the site meeting. site visit. I actually didn't really get these until this afternoon.
So the greenhouse and the yurt are there, and the,
Yeah, there.
and then they're planning on putting in a,
It's a portable classroom, but it's
classroom.
gonna be a portable classroom on steroids. They're gonna put a sprinkler system in it, bathrooms, it's gonna be sewer. No, it's not just a regular portable classroom with, no facilities.
I mean, they used to have a portable there. Lots of them. They had a lot of portables there before they renovated the school.
That may be true. Yep. It's not an uncommon thing, that's for sure.
Did we get a letter from the fire chief?
I'm looking right now.
I'll just note one thing. He did not have time to submit a letter, but he did submit some comments to me this afternoon. He was there, presumably this afternoon. They have some concerns internal to the structure that will be worked out during building permit review, but overall he is satisfied with the placement of all of the structures and has no further concerns about access.
So the greenhouse has to have a permit because it has permanent glazing, right?
Permanent.
I mean, it's a very permanent looking structure.
It is a permanent structure. It's a very nice structure. It's the nicest greenhouse I've ever seen.
I know, it's amazing.
Yes, it is amazing. To move it would be quite an act of Congress. The yurt's rather interesting too. That's actually kind of mobile, but I don't know what the lifespan of a yurt is, but it's probably 25 years. You want to take care of it.
You can get a new cover.
Yeah, you can. I got a friend of mine lived in St. John in one for quite a long time.
So are these retroactive building permits? Basically,
It would be
Basically what it
after the
is.
fact building
Yeah.
permits, yeah.
I mean, lumping these three projects into one. It's kind of an interesting way to look at this, honestly.
why don't we just take a vote on each? Like the greenhouse and the yurt are pretty minor.
Yes, they are. They are.
And then why don't we just consider, why don't we
Would you
vote on
not
those
have
and
to-
then,
would you not have to put in an application for the greenhouse and the yurt separate from the portable classroom?
oh, so it's one application with
One
three buildings.
application.
Okay,
Project name, Great Salt Bay Greenhouse, Yurt, and portable classroom,
okay.
which I don't think is undoable. It's just a little unusual, that's all. What were the issues with the fire department? From a construction standpoint?
He didn't elaborate further, just noted that they were internal to the structure.
I
talked to John this afternoon, and basically the door, one of the swings of the doors to the classrooms, as far as interfering with the bathroom, if somebody was in the bathroom. That was the only thing that he got.
That could be the only thing, too.
Well, and we can, I'm saying we can move forward to that pending that letter from,
I don't see why.
you
we
know, I
can't.
mean, nobody seems to know exactly what's there, but pending the letter that we get from him, we can hold it conditional to that.
So things are pretty stringent up there anyway. They get inspected and re-inspected, and looked at all the time. Anything that's not up to snuff, usually somebody will catch it. Give Mark a hard time.
So is the portable classroom going to be on a foundation?
The portable classroom is going to be on cement blocks. And it's going to be on the parking lot, an existing parking lot, so there's no issue with stormwater, additional stormwater runoff. or impervious soils.
Mhm.
So it's going, when you drive around, I don't know, you familiar with Great Salt Bay
Yeah.
School now? You drive right around the backside, like you're
Mhm.
going up behind where that greenhouse is presently.
Right.
It's going right along that facade where the doors are that exits the school towards the north. So between the boiler room,
Like, with-
gym, and that piece that goes like
Oh,
this, it's
okay.
going right in this nook, and it is
Yeah.
20 feet from the, 20 feet from the building. What was the reason for that?
20 feet, we can have it 20 feet as long as we have the sprinkler system.
Yeah.
In,
And if it was less than, more than 20 feet,
30 feet if you didn't have a sprinkler.
30 feet if you didn't have it sprinkled, all right. For sprinkling, it's a good idea anyway, you know, if you can, which apparently you can. Anybody want to go through like performance standards or anything like that? I mean, I'm actually pretty good with this.
It seemed in order to me, Jonathan.
I mean,
It seemed in order to me.
like me too. I mean, they're not adding any exterior lighting. I mean, parking is sufficient, plenty of room to move around. How do you develop site? The application is complete, isn't it? Far as I can see. Yeah, I thought it was too. I guess the first thing we need to do, determine whether the application's complete, make a motion on that.
I'll make a motion that we find the application for Great Salt Bay complete.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Okay. Anybody have anything else they want to interject into this? Nobody in the audience. That was it. All right. That building comes in 2 pieces, right? They put them down. Right, anybody want to make a motion?
I'll move the project with the contingency based on a letter from the fire chief.
Do I have a second on that?
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? There you go. Now, the second one we have, did you find the file on 115 Cottage Point Road?
Yep, it's the same application as was previously approved back
Same
in,
exact application? Can I
Yep.
see it?
back in 2020. Oh, sorry, this is just their letter.
That's all it is?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Why don't you come right up here? Sit down. Wanna join her on the hot seat?
Yeah.
Pull up a chair.
Jonathan, do you need the application?
Pardon me?
Do you need a copy of that?
I've left mine home somehow. I had a whole pile of stuff and for some reason I've either got it mixed up in here. I left it home. I would like to look at it briefly.
To print it, I
This is
can't see.
exactly the same building project. You've changed nothing from what you were originally talking about.
We live in Silver Summer in Damariscotta.
Yeah.
I've been for 48 years. So I started coming in here when I was in my. No, so I've been coming to Maine for 14 years. We've summered here for the last 6.
Yeah.
We have been planning when we purchased the house. It didn't have a downstairs bathroom. And so we wanted to add a downstairs bathroom. And because of, by the time we do the building for the bathroom, we then said they were going to be here more regularly, so I'd like to put a study. So that's how the footprint became 24 feet by 16 feet as an addition onto the right side of the house.
Yeah.
It has not changed since we proposed this. The issue was that we had COVID, and because we live in London, we had.
I have other customers in London. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, we couldn't get here, we were in lockdown, we couldn't sign the contracts, and then we couldn't get the materials, and then it just all went.
South.
Yeah, south.
Okay.
So we were supposed to start construction last year, and, the one change from the application is the builder, the contractor that we had originally, to work with, Rich Burns of County, Cornerstone. He's no longer available, and, so we've now had to contract with a new contractor, design build, which is Fred Lilly.
Mhm.
He's done, the White's property, which is further up on the point.
I know who he is.
Sason, I think, recently, so he's familiar with our point. We've met with him a couple times. We would like to, I'm not sure what the procedure is, because obviously we have to put the builder into the application. That would be the only change that we have.
Okay. Does anybody remember when we did this site visit down
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
And we're all, basically, we're all here.
Yeah,
all of us.
I remember that.
Not even any shortage of individuals on this one. My gut feeling is I don't see any reason why we should drag this out to any great degree. I think we ought to allow them to just hit a
Yeah.
new permit.
So is it a renewal of the
It's a
permit?
renewal of the
Okay,
permit. So they're changing absolutely nothing. It's the same.
except for the
project,
contractor. Yeah.
Just with a different contract. So I say my opinion is we should prove it with the amended contractors involved.
Okay.
Do I have a-
Works for me, works for me.
So I make a motion that we approve the renewal of the building permit with the change in contractor.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Unanimous again. You guys doing good.
So
Trying to
there were-
impress the new planner.
wasn't there like just a couple trees to take down, or was there? I remember that.
There were
Two trees.
trees that are, and in fact, there were 4 trees that we ended up having to take down.
Okay.
These 2 were not in good shape, and we were starting to get a power cable.
Mhm.
and buried, but they-
And I'm good with that. So anyway, you can go.
Great.
Go
Thank
quick.
you.
Thank you.
Now, we did not, my experience is we get the actual building permit, we did not get that last time.
You'll-
Bob emailed us saying we were approved, will we get that mailed to us, or is?
So you'll have to come and, I believe, pick it up from the code enforcement officer, and I will coordinate with him when I see him tomorrow.
Oh, you do, yeah, you do have to get it.
Great.
Okay. Clayton Giggy.
And a plumbing permit.
Yeah, and a plumbing permit.
And a plumbing permit.
They'll
Get
get it.
I'll get it.
Yep.
Okay.
Clayton,
Yes.
you need to sit up here or you just here to listen? I mean, this is actually a mistake in mapping. I'm not 100% sure why it's even sitting in front of us.
I was kind of confused about it, though.
This one might
I
be
looked
worth
at it.
me providing a brief presentation,
would
if you
you?
don't mind.
All right,
Yep.
go.
So nice to meet you. I'm the new planner. So this is sort of a weird application before you. The planning board's role in this case, which is it's for a request for a zoning map and a zoning text amendment to the existing land use ordinance. This is an odd situation that it's my understanding, and please jump in if I'm incorrect, that the mapping is actually technically correct as far as the boundaries of the zone. What is incorrect was the boundaries of the parcels within the zone, which have now been split into, I believe, 2 parcels. So within the zoning map that you can see on the amendment that, the memo that Bob put together, the boundary is all correct, but there is a parcel that was now split. The applicant is attempting to do some work with his home equity line of credit, and apparently has been told that the tax map and the description of the C2 zone needs to match the way that the assessor's records are numbered. So when the parcel was split, it now has some different numbering. It's map 3 lot 32-1 and map 3 lot 32-2, etc. So the issue is technically not with the mapping. You would just call it like the parent parcel has now been split in half, and the bank is requesting that the city amends the mapping and the text of the zoning ordinance to reflect the updated map and lot identifiers of the two parcels.
Okay, so are you saying that the parcel,
Mhm.
the original and the new now two parcels?
Yep.
Are within the zone?
Wholly, yes,
Fully. However, what has changed is their numbering.
correct. And the issue, why that becomes an issue is our land use ordinance has a whole description within it
With specific numbers.
with specific
referencing.
numbers.
Okay,
Mhm.
so we're just correcting the language
Changing the language for the C2.
for the C2 district description.
Yeah, this
Do you
wouldn't be
understand
a
that?
policy change. This would be just
Like
simply
mud.
numbers.
Well, it's just, I mean, the parcel is within the C2 zone. Even the parcel that's been split in half, now two lots or whatever. What happened was when it got split, it had new numbers assigned to it. And so it doesn't match up to the description.
Assign the numbers.
Well, that's the town does. The tax assessor,
Town is usually some person that,
It's the assessor.
the assessor.
the assessor. Is that one of the selectmen or is there a separate
It's
person?
a separate assessor.
Oh, what you were saying, initially, the entire parcel was in the C2 district.
Yeah,
Because of the tax law split, one of those parcels is not entirely in C2 district now, as per the description that's written. That's the reason why the recommendation.
okay, so because of the renumbering, one of the parcels is not included,
The land
but-
use ordinance doesn't recognize the new. number.
But
but
The
the
mapping.
map includes it.
It does. The map's okay. The C2 description needs to be updated.
So what we need to do is we're trying to align the description with the map. The description is wrong. The map is correct.
This doesn't have to go in front of the town voters.
So that is sort of the wrench in this situation. We have reached out to the town's attorney to ask her opinion on whether this could be something that was done on an administrative level or whether this needs to go to the full voters. As you're sort of alluding to, our ordinance does say technically that any amendment needs to go in front of the voters. However, this isn't a policy change. This is simply a change to the parent parcel and the numbering within the appendix of our land use ordinance. So we haven't gotten her opinion back on that. But in any case, the planning board's role is simply to provide a recommendation on whether or not this can move forward, since it's technically the municipal authority, which could either be the select board or the voters who would need to formally vote to change this.
That makes sense. Now I get it. I mean, I didn't think we could do it. It wasn't within our purview, but we certainly can make a recommendation, which
Yeah.
what you're saying. I'm a little unclear as to why Summit is not presently in the C2 district if it was before.
So my opinion of this is if I were the banker looking at your equity line of credit, which I'm not a banker, but I would be looking at the map and saying, well, it's still wholly within the zone. The issue is that there is a provision in our land use ordinances that says when there is a discrepancy between the map and the zone, the description of the zone, the description shall weigh out. And that's the issue here, is that technically the description is still only referencing the parent parcel map 32, and it does not reference 32-1, the new piece.
You remember a couple of years ago, I worked with you two on the planning board, because I wanted my property, the C2 boundary around my property to follow my property line rather than the 500-foot from center line. So that left me with 6 acres and maybe 0.2 acres was rural, where the rest of it was C2. So I just wanted to do some housekeeping. And that eventually got passed. So now the C2 description does follow my property line. It's changed. Now we kind of reverted back to where it was 5 years ago.
I mean, it's
Housekeeping.
Want to make a motion?
Well, I'm more than glad to.
Make a motion.
I would make a motion that the planning board recommend to the selectmen that this provision be provided for as needed.
Okay. Do I have a second for that?
A second.
Seems general enough that it include almost anything.
All those in favor? All those opposed? It's actually pretty similar. I mean, it really is. Now it's been explained and I understand it's actually pretty simple.
It's just some
So, there you
wonky
go.
provisions.
That'll go on through the ranks. Got any housekeeping?
I don't necessarily have any housekeeping. I will have some sort of process improvement changes to bring before you at your next meeting. Just generally as we get larger projects coming down the pike, I want to make sure that we are sort of operating in a way that will make all of the projects be, if not successful, at least get them to a point where we can kind of guide the applicants along a little bit better. And by we, I mostly mean me, but since that'll be mostly my role. But I do want you guys to take a look at those, make sure that I have sort of your stamp of approval on them, since ultimately you'll be the ones that have to read these documents and make the final decisions. So a lot of this is just sort of formatting changes to existing applications and just a clarification of the process in general. But there will be more to come on that at your next meeting, and I will give a brief presentation.
Small doses.
And
Yeah.
and I was thinking that
Come in
maybe,
with something like that, I'm gonna run.
can I give a
Go ahead.
comprehensive planning
Yeah.
update?
Okay.
So on the town website is a link to a survey, town vision survey. And it has like 5 questions. It's very general, and it's just, the purpose of this survey is to identify issues that people are concerned with,
Mhm.
and priorities, and also to let people know what we're doing with the comprehensive planning process, and to see if folks want to be involved in it in some way. You know, there's an opportunity to sign up if you'd like to be contacted and be involved in some way. So it's just an initial survey. We have paper surveys at the Y, the town office and the library. And then, we're gonna have some posters put around town. And hopefully we'll send out a little newsletter, a town newsletter with a little blurb about comprehensive planning and why you should care. And invite people to fill out the survey.
Mhm.
So it's going to be open for 2 months.
This is the
Closing.
town site?
Yeah, it's on the town website. Rebecca did a nice job putting it up there.
I do look at that periodically.
And supposedly it takes 3 minutes to do. It's not a really long survey. It's a real short survey.
3 minutes is good.
Yeah. So, and more to come, you know, I'll give more updates.
Usually anything much more than that, I don't bother.
I know, that's why, like a lot of, we eventually, like usually in comprehensive planning processes, a lot of towns do these really involved surveys
Oh,
with
my
like,
God,
you know,
yeah, I
80
saw that.
questions and, you
Yeah.
know, it goes on. And
Yeah.
you usually get 30 people actually do it. This is a different approach. And we'll see what we get, you know.
You know, all right, I'll take a look at it.
Just in terms of conversation, Isabel, philosophically, I've always thought the answer to every project is yes.
Okay.
But taking what you said, there is some guidance to get to that point.
Exactly.
And anyway, whatever that's worth.
All right, well, that was an easy night. I figured we were gonna be here till 7:30 or 7 at least.
Half an hour, that's a short meeting.
Second?
Oh, shall I make a motion that we adjourn?
You second?
Second?
All those in favor?
All everybody else can say.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
That was an easy night. I love it when it's like that.